Welcome to the Elevate Your Leadership podcast series with U.S. Navy Special Operations veteran, CEO, and hockey fanatic Bob Pizzini. Bob discusses leadership, success, failure, defining moments, and hard lessons learned with guests who are intentional in their approach to leadership. Leadership is a perishable skill. Use it or lose it. In this series, entrepreneurs, industry executives, academics, public figures, and other highly effective professionals share their formulas for success with you.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Elevate Your Leadership podcast. Hopefully, you've watched the podcast in the past. And if you have, one thing you'll note is that on Fridays, we call it Aloha Friday here at iFly Virginia Beach. And me and most of my team are wearing our really cool Hawaiian shirts. Also, if you've listened in the past, you know that I only have guests on that bring great value to me and my organization. And because of that, I know these are people who are going to bring great value to you and your organization. I only have guests on who I know and who I've known for a while. And these are people who have wonderful stories and they have great experiences, and their willingness to share those stories and those experiences with you is one of the things that makes these people so wonderful. So without further ado, today's guest, Jessica Quintero Howard, that's with my European accent, sounds a little different. She'll say it a little different, but Jessica Quintero Howard is the founder and general manager of Turnkey Cleaning, a reputable residential and commercial cleaning company focusing on vacant properties. Her career extends across business strategies, organizational development, operations, sustainability, and corporate finance. Jessica oversees operational activities and supervises workflow across multiple work sites. We're just getting going here. Born on the beautiful island of San Andreas, Colombia, so there you go, she might be Colombian, Jessica migrated to the United States with the hopes of pursuing the American dream. And that she did. Filled with ambition and a growth mindset, Jessica launched her first company in 2009, the successful and well-established sister company Mastermind USA Enterprise, and formerly co-owned 3 additional startup businesses. Focusing on residential cleaning contracts, Jessica later transitioned into commercial cleaning projects, garnered by her fine reputation for quality standards and intricate attention to detail. Leading with a passion for social impact and a genuine desire to empower women, Jessica is committed to training and developing her team of skilled cleaning and maintenance professionals. She holds her staff to the highest degree of professionalism and workmanship standards and enthusiastically promotes entrepreneurial pursuits. Hallmark of great leadership right there. In addition, Jessica has made it a goal of giving back to the community by helping those who struggle with hoarding issues due to medical illness, being incapacitated or neglected, and whose lives are endangered by unsanitary living conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome Jessica to the Elevate Your Leadership podcast.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for inviting me.
It's super fun.
Exciting.
Very exciting. You have done so much, and you are a young lady. And I won't reveal your age, although I know it because we're friends on social media, and I see your birthday party celebrations, which are pretty big celebrations from what I can see. You are just so full of activity. You're the mother of 2 as well. And you are so involved in the community, and you and I have known each other for a number of years, and we see each other at business events, and I know you've been to a few of the events that we've hosted here at iFly, and so it's just wonderful to finally have you on the show. So let's talk about young Jessica. Where did you grow up? What was that like?
Okay, so I grew up in the island, San Andreas Island in Colombia, which is a very, very tiny island. I always say the size because it's 2 miles by 8 miles.
Wow.
It's very small. So and I always tell when I got here because I meant for greater things. So the island was too small for me. That was in my mind.
Okay.
So that's why I came here. I wanted to do more. I grew up with my family, my dad and my mom, and my dad. I think it was my dad who taught me how to be independent, how to live on my own, that I had to gain everything on my own. So that was in my mindset from the beginning.
Since you were just a little girl.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So he always told me, you can't depend on men. You have to grow up and you have to do it on your own. You have to build a business. You have to make your own money. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you can say that again. So on that small island, did you play sports as a child?
I did. I was in the speed roller skating team.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
What's your top speed roller skating? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
No, I never got to measure that one, but I like speed. That's why I love cars and motorcycles.
Ah, cool. Okay, very cool. So you roller skated competitively as a child. Any other sports?
No.
Okay, all right. And then did you have like a high school job or?
Babysitter.
Okay.
I was a babysitter.
Okay.
So that's how I came here. I applied as a babysitter, as an au pair.
Au pair, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, my European accent, au pair. So.
My Colombian accent.
Yeah.
So I came as a babysitter for an military family.
Okay.
So that's how I got here in Virginia.
Okay.
And I got here 17 years ago.
17 years ago in
Yeah.
Virginia Beach, Virginia?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I stayed here.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how old were you when you
19.
19 years old. Wow, just a young lady in a foreign country.
Yes.
And
no English.
No, really? No English at the time?
No English.
Wow. Did you know anybody other than the family that you were working for?
No.
Wow, that's bold. That's brave.
That's what I like to do, bold stuff. I don't even think when I'm doing something. I just go for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so 19 years old, you're an au pair, and how did that transition into, number one, like green card or citizenship, and then number two, the business that you founded in 2009? How did all that kind of take shape after you got here?
That's a good question because that's all connected. So I met somebody, Colombian, because
Okay.
I used to party a lot, and I used to dancing. I love dancing.
Oh, I know.
So I met my kid's father in a party, Colombian party, and that's how we started dating. We started dancing. We both love dancing, so we started dating. Then I got pregnant. We got married. So basically we started backwards.
Yeah.
We got married. That's how I got my green card.
Became a U.S. citizen. Okay.
Yes, that's how I got my green card. And at the time, I didn't have anything to do, like work-wise. I didn't know anything. When I was a kid, my parents had a maid. So I didn't know how to do anything in cleaning related. But my kid's father, his mom owns a cleaning business. So she asked me, do you want to work with me? Just come and help me. So I said, yes, of course, I need money. So I started working with her, helping her. But I was so bad at cleaning. I didn't know anything. I mean, I remember she was teaching me, and she used to go behind me fixing what I did wrong.
Oh, wow.
So it was a hard time, but she never told me anything. She was just trying to help me. Months passed, and she said, Jessica, do you want to have these customers that I don't want? They're too picky, but you can have them. And I said, sure, I'll do it. I never say no to anything. So I said, sure. I started cleaning for them, and those customers are the reason why I became so detailed in cleaning, because they were complaining all the time. Of course, I didn't know how to do it right. But my mindset was, instead of getting upset, just how can I do it better next time? How can I do it better? How can I mop the floor better? How can I make it faster? How can I leave no streaks on the appliances? It was the same question every single day. How can I make it better tomorrow? And that's how I got better. So I got too good, actually. I got too good that the standard went too above, that I was doing my all for the same price.
Ah, okay.
So that was one issue that I had to overcome. But then then my customers were not complaining about anything. They were happy. Now I was the one who was being hard on myself because I needed to be better and better and better. Then I met a customer, Martin Joseph.
Martin Joseph, my
Yes.
friend Martin Joseph,
Yes.
also a great businessman.
Yes. I did an estimate for him. He liked it. So that's when we started working together. I started cleaning his house because I was doing it still cleaning after 7 years. I was still cleaning. And one day he asked me, Jessica, are you planning to grow your business? And I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I would like to, but I don't feel like I can trust people in my customers' houses. I mean, your house is
gotcha.
like my house.
Yeah.
I take care of your house. I take care of you.
Uh-huh.
I can't trust somebody else to take care of you.
Yeah.
So he said, then let me know when you're ready and I can teach you how to work on your business instead of in your business. And that's how I started.
Wow.
One day I called him and I said, I'm ready. So that's how he started helping me once a week on Mondays after work. And the first thing he did was giving me a book. Read this book.
What was the title?
I can't remember the title of that one, but it really talked about how to work on my business.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was another one, I think the 18 player,
Okay.
which I learned who to hire, how to hire the person. But I got to find the name of the book that he gave me.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So Martin Joseph, and I need to have him on the podcast as well because he's a good friend, and his business is 360 IT Partners, and he's been around for a long time. He's very successful, very active with the Chamber of Commerce. So Martin basically mentored you.
Yes.
Is what he did.
He was my first mentor. Yeah.
Okay. And then what was the next evolution? So where did you go from there?
He basically put me on a challenge. I love challenges. So he put me on a challenge. He said, Jessica, do you know about EO? And I said, no. Then he explained everything about EO.
Okay. EO meaning Entrepreneurs Organization. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very large organization for business people, for business owners.
Yes. So he said, once you make this certain amount of money a year, you can join. So it was a challenge, but I think then COVID came. It was kind of like in the middle. COVID hit. Then it was a really hard time, but I joined EOA, which is Entrepreneurs Organization Accelerate. How do you say accelerate?
Accelerate?
No,
Accelerate.
accelerators.
Oh, accelerators.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Jesus, always that word.
What's the Colombian word? What's the Colombian word
God.
for accelerators?
Aceleradores.
Okay.
Aceleradores.
All right.
Sí,
So
but
just say it in Colombian next time.
So I got to join that one. And being around people that are smarter, stronger.
For sure.
Yes, it's always
Yeah.
better for growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So after meeting Martin, what was the next evolution in your business? You went from just a single person, a one-woman show cleaning houses, and then where did you go from there?
From 1 to 6. To 6 people.
Okay.
Then I had 2 teams, actually 3 teams working
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Yes. But then COVID hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And COVID hit. Most of my workers went on the government help, whatever.
Yeah,
so they
the
stopped.
unemployment. Yeah,
Yes.
that was a challenge for me too. I was
Yes.
able to keep everybody on the team, but we had to discuss that very deliberately. I asked everybody, please stay on the team for at least 2 weeks.
Yes. So it's basically I had to go back and cleaning. So I went back and I started cleaning again. My best friend was helping me. My mom was helping me as well.
Oh, cool. Your mom's here too.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So it was 3 people cleaning 3 or 4 houses in a day. And we were working until 10 p.m. just trying to keep up with the customers that they still want the cleaning.
And this is during all the COVID shutdown.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. During that time, that's when I kind of like switch to turnkey. Turnkey cleaning is just for vacant properties.
Okay, so
That's
now you
how-
went from residential to commercial
Yes.
vacant properties.
Yes,
okay.
because it became easier to sustain, knowing that the thing with residential, most of my customers, they wanted to see the same person, because
Sure.
once they build that relationship with the cleaner, they want the same cleaner to come.
Totally
Which-
get that.
Yes. Which it was hard during COVID time. So that's when I switched to vacant properties, because it was, okay, when it comes to vacant properties, nobody cares who comes, as long as the property is clean and ready for the new tenant to occupy the property.
Okay.
So that's what I started, which it was really, really, really good. Then I started doing post-construction cleanups. And also, when that happened with COVID, I realized that I wasn't that great with leadership. And that's how I kind of like quit on myself and the people I had under my staff, because I didn't know how to lead them. I was raised to be independent. I was raised to do the right thing always. I was expecting the same from everybody.
Sure.
And not everybody's the same, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. I think we all make that mistake in our
Yes.
leadership journey, for
Yes.
sure.
And I was wrong. So I was expecting too much from my employees. And that was my mistake, number one. So that's when I quit. I quit on having employees. I quit on leading. I quit on so many things. Then I switched to vacant properties. So what I did was, so it's been a whole roller coaster of changes, because then what I did was, okay, who is willing to work with me, not under me? That's when I started looking for people who's willing to work with me.
Okay.
And I got, I don't know, like 8 women. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you everything I know, so you can start your own cleaning company. Once you have your own cleaning company, I will start subcontracting you. And that's what I started doing. I started lifting other women and to start their own cleaning business, and then leading them into having a small cleaning business and finding the job and providing them with jobs. That's what I started doing with Turnkey.
Okay.
During that process, because it's working really good, I have a bunch of women who are still looking up to me, like, Jessica, I want you to teach me. Jessica, I want you to guide me. There's so many
Sure.
women that are like, they're in the same position that I was when I started.
Sure.
I
Okay.
didn't have anybody to help me, or at least I never asked.
Right.
So I didn't know where to go when I got here. I didn't know, when I started with the cleaning, I didn't know where to go, especially because of my English. So now I'm that person for them. So now, like since last year, 2023 and 2024, I've been working on my self-growth. That's what I've been working on. And then I hired coaches. So now I have like 3 coaches. And one of them is
Business coaches?
yes,
Leadership?
one is accountability coach, one is leadership coach, and the other one is I can't remember the name right now because I'm thinking about the leadership one. So which Marvin Ball with Iconic, he's doing the leadership coaching. Now he's building me into how to lead employees again.
Sure.
So that's why I started, okay, once I started learning all these leadership things and how I need to motivate people instead of telling them what to do, I have to motivate them for them to do the right thing always.
For sure.
So that's when I decided, okay, I had so many customers in the past, 2022, in residential, that most of the time when they see me, they're like, when are you bringing MasterMade back? We need you. When are you bringing MasterMade back? So 2024 was I made the decision to bring MasterMade back.
Okay.
So that's why I've been advertising MasterMade again. Because
okay.
it's coming back. It's coming with residential, for weekly and bi-weekly cleaning services.
Okay. So yeah, that is very interesting because we met prior to COVID, if I recall correctly. We met at one of the business groups.
Oh, so many.
There's so many. This one they met up by Independence there. I only went to that one meeting.
Okay.
But I forget the name of the group. But that was before COVID.
There's so many. BNI, BizConnect.
I think it was BNI.
Okay.
Yeah, it was BNI. But that was before COVID, and you were moving and shaking at that time, not dance wise.
Yeah.
I mean, you were doing your thing, and you were very engaged in your business and growing it at the time. That's probably about the time that Martin, you may have been working with Martin at that time and moving things along. Okay, so now, so you're bringing MasterMade back?
Yes.
Okay, and is that going to be you, or is that you're going to?
Oh no, I'm going to have my team.
You're going to have a team. You're going to have a crew. Okay, great. So going back to the leadership coaching that you're going through, because after all, this podcast is called Elevate Your Leadership, and it's all about all things leadership. What is something that you learned from the coach that you found very helpful and memorable?
Memorable. Always have a good communication. Always communicate everything in a good manner.
Yeah.
Explain everything very thoroughly. Ask questions because everything is related to me. Ask always the right questions.
For sure.
Listen to them.
Yep.
Don't always talk. I'm talking to myself right now.
Yeah. No. These are lessons we all learn.
Listen to them. Ask the right questions and listen to them. Understand them so you can guide them in the right direction. Because once you listen to them, they will understand that you care for them.
For sure. And as the saying goes, right? Nobody cares about what you know until they know that you care.
Yes.
Right? And so genuine care for your employees, for your teammates is critical. No question about it. Something else on communication, this is a military thing, and I learned it from a Marine Corps friend of mine. And General Mattis, one of the most famous 4-star generals in the U.S. Marine Corps, mentions the following in his book regarding communication. What have I learned today? Who needs to know it? And have I told them? And that's something that I ask myself at the end of every day. What have I learned? Who needs to know it? And have I told them? Now, I'm pretty good at what have I learned. I'll think about it and go, oh, these are some key things from the day. Who needs to know it? And I'll identify those people. And have I told them? That's the part that I got to get better at.
Okay.
So timely communication, right? We're holding a big event here next week, 1 week from today, and I haven't even shared it with my team yet.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, but it just came together last night.
Okay.
So I'm going to get it out there as quick as I can. But that's great. Communication is critical. Letting your teammates speak until they're done, right? That's active listening. As opposed to, so level 1 listening is I listen only long enough for you to stop so I can say what I want to say. That's not really good.
Yeah.
Level 2 listening is I listen intently until you're done, and that's kind of empathetic listening, right? I really, really want to understand what it is you're saying and relate with you on it. And then level 3 listening is level 2, combined with body movement. For example, as I'm saying this, your head is going up and down, you're nodding in agreement, right? You understand.
I'm listening.
And you're listening, and you're in agreement, and you're taking it in. And then through visual feedback, I can see that. So that's one style. Okay, that's excellent. So with that, your leadership development and kind of the goals that you have going forward, where do you see yourself as a leader? How would you define the word? What does the word mean to you? Leadership.
It means lead by example.
Okay.
That means to me. I always learn something before I teach them. And I'm talking about my workers. I always have to, for some reason, I always have to go through it first. See how it works, how I can make it better, and then I teach it.
Great.
I teach it the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I'm a great teacher.
Okay, it's good to think that.
Because now I see myself very patient, and I always tell them, make mistakes. I want you, because when I tell them, okay, do this, and they start looking at me like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? And I'm like, just do it. I want you to make mistakes. I want you to see yourself making the mistakes, so that way I can tell you, okay, this is not the way. Now this is the right way. And that's a way for you to remember better.
Yeah, it's learning. It's the process of learning, trial and error. You could say the process of trial and error. No, that's great. A key component of that as well is your teammates. They know that if they make mistakes, you're not going to yell or fire, or you're just going to help them fix it. You're going to help them get better at whatever it is. And that means trust. That builds trust. And without trust in the organization, you got a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's great that, I'm real big on that within my organization. I fly Virginia Beach. We have 40 employees and 7 people on my leadership team. And I want them to be bold and take risks. And if something doesn't go the right way, I'm right next to them. I'll pick them up, I'll dust them off, and we will march forward together. Okay. And it takes time to build trust with your teammates. Yep. It can be destroyed in a day. It can be destroyed in an hour, but it really takes time to build that trust. So, but I love the way you approach leadership, leading by example, because everybody's watching the leader. Right down to what kind of shoes you're wearing, which I didn't check your shoes when you walked in, but how you dress and how you carry yourself and how you speak, and especially how you treat people.
Yes.
Right. Everybody's watching and paying attention to that. Well, that's pretty cool. Folks, we are going to take a quick commercial break for capitalism. So Jessica and I are both good capitalists, and we believe in the capitalist economy. And part of that is you being able to listen to the great messages from some of the sponsors of our show. So back in a minute. Folks, I want to take a minute and talk about Breeden Construction. Breeden Construction built iFly Virginia Beach 10 years ago, and our building is solid. Why? Building a standard. Our standard is excellence. Visionary thinking, innovative design, dynamic solutions, and transformative growth. While others may see lofty ideals, we see the very foundation needed to construct a better future. This isn't just a promise we make to you, it's the standard we uphold. This is Breeden Construction. Learn more at breedenconstruction.com. Headquartered in Virginia with offices throughout Virginia and North Carolina, you can contact Breeden Construction directly at area code 804-364-4600. Breeden Construction, a national general contractor. And we are back talking to Jessica Quintero Howard.
Is it right?
I'm getting better. The more you say it, on the Elevate Your Leadership podcast. By the way, this podcast is coming to you from the 3rd floor at iFly Virginia Beach Indoor Skydiving, where we overlook the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. We have a beautiful boardroom that is available for corporate events, and we do great corporate events here. We host events. I am a speaker. I'm a trainer. I can speak at these events. I had this wonderful keynote yesterday, an incredible group of people at the Hilton, Maine in Norfolk, about 250 people participating in their conference, the Virginia Society of Healthcare Engineers. So I was speaking to a room full of engineers, and it was a wonderful experience. But you can bring your corporate group, your team to iFly Virginia Beach. You have the flight experience in the flight chamber, which Jessica is going to talk about in a minute because she's been here many times with her children. But for your corporate event, the ultimate icebreaker, the ultimate team building event is to have your team members fly together in the wind tunnel. And I see this almost every single day. So people who don't necessarily get along so well at work, when they have this flight experience together, they're high-fiving each other. And it's really a wonderful thing to see. And then we come up to the boardroom on the third floor overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, and I can facilitate these leadership and team development discussions, which are wonderful discussions, not because I'm facilitating it, but it's because of the participation and the information that people share during these discussions. So it's called Elevate Your Leadership at iFly Virginia Beach. If you're interested in that, please just go to my website, robertpizzini.com, and you can learn a lot more about our events. We have 1-day events, 2-day events, 3-day events. I bring in guest speakers from around the country. As a matter of fact, we have an incredible event coming up 26 through 29 June of this year. And I have 6 incredible guest speakers that I'm bringing in. One is a former Blue Angel. 2 are former Navy SEALs. We're going to do this custom knife build. One of the former Navy SEALs guides us through this process of building a knife. And so you will craft both the metal and the wood handle, and we engrave things that are important to you. We discuss ethos, and we engrave that on the blade and on the handle itself. And this then goes forward as a reminder to you of the things that are important to you and how you prioritize your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. We also have another Navy SEAL guest speaker, Marty Strong, a personal friend of mine. He's written 3 business books, which are incredible. And he used to be in charge of Navy SEAL training out in Coronado, California. And he's going to tell us what it's like to be in charge of training and what he learned, what he observed in the trainees, why some people make it through Navy SEAL training and why some people don't make it through. So incredible keynote from Marty Strong. We have Frances McQueen, who's my yoga instructor. She's going to take us through Breathe Like a Boss. Literally, leaders need to understand the importance of breathing techniques that we use before a critical interaction, during a critical interaction, or after. How do we prepare for? How do we conduct ourselves during the event? And then how do we decompress without doing anything drastic? So just incredible. Frances McQueen, wonderful yoga instructor. Breathe Like a Boss. We're going to do 2 30-minute breathing sessions the morning of the 27th of June and the morning of the 28th of June. We have Trisha Ben. She is the CEO of the C-Suite Network. We have Jeffrey Hazlett. He's actually my partner in this operation. He's the former Chief Marketing Officer for Eastman Kodak. And boy, does he have some incredible stories to share that really build our business acumen and really build us as leaders. And then finally, we have Admiral Paul Becker, retired intelligence admiral for the U.S. Navy. He has a leadership program called the T3 Framework, Teamwork, Tone, and Tenacity. Paul Becker is an incredible human being. He's been on the podcast. You can look up the episode. And so has everybody that I'm talking about, by the way, minus Matt, the Blue Angel, who's still on active duty. So he hasn't been on the podcast. But these are incredible people. If you go to robertpizzini.com and click on events, you'll find the detailed breakdown of what's called the High Flying Mastermind. High Flying Mastermind, 26 through 29 June 2024, this summer. Come to the High Flying Mastermind. You will be energized. We're going to visit historic sites, the Navy SEAL Monument, the Battleship, Wisconsin. We're going to do a bourbon tasting at a local distillery just a mile from iFly Virginia Beach. We're going to have incredible meals, and we're going to have incredible interactions with everybody who is participating in this event. So once again, High Flying Mastermind, 26 to 29 June, Virginia Beach. go to robertpizzini.com, click on events, and you'll be able to look at all the information regarding the High Flying Mastermind. All right. Back to Jessica Quintero Howard. It's getting better, huh?
Yeah.
Every time. So that takes us up to present day, right? You pre-COVID, you built your business. You're doing commercial, industrial. You're going to go back to residential.
Yes.
What comes after that? What's kind of the 5-year plan, if you will?
5-year plan. My goal is to keep helping, I think, the Latin community.
Okay.
In terms of, as an immigrant, I didn't know because of fear. I think, not that I didn't know I could ask, but because of fear, I didn't ask. I didn't feel safe. So it's helping the community that they have a safe place and somebody that can help them to start from zero in a cleaning business.
How do you reach out? How do you find people to help, or how do they find you?
There is a big Hispanic community, so we're always asking around.
Okay.
Like, who needs a job? Who needs to work? Who needs to do something right now? The reason why I loved working with the Latin community is because most of them are educated.
Mm-hmm.
They're already had how do you call it, like bachelor or
Okay.
degree?
Some level of college
Yes,
education.
yes, college. So I'm dealing with very smart people who wants to find the American dream as
Mm-hmm.
well.
And they're not afraid to work hard.
Yes, yes.
So that is critical. You know, when I bring teammates on my team, I'm looking for that work ethic, moral and ethical character and work ethic, and we'll teach you how to do what we want you to do.
Yes.
But you're looking for that character in the individual to
Yes.
begin with.
I mean, just to come here and start from zero with no English and not having family here, it's hard. And just making that decision to leave everything behind and start from scratch, that's only for people who are strong.
Yeah, right. You have to be strong. Speaking of strength, and again, you know, I see you on your Facebook post, you know, you're cooking in your kitchen and you're dancing at the same time. You know, I mean, you just look like the happiest person on the face of the planet. And even though you're preparing meals for your kids, you know, most people, that's not a real happy time for them. But you're dancing and playing the salsa music and having a lot of fun. But you also, you know, you post your activity in the gym.
Yes.
And it looks like you go for a walk every single day. I'm going to say 30 to 60 minutes is what it looks like.
45 minutes.
45 minutes
Yeah.
every single day. And I've seen the transformation in you,
Yes.
you know, and I think you've seen it in yourself, and you're very proud of it, and you should be, because it's hard work.
Yes.
Tell us about your you know, your
My routine.
Yeah.
My God. It's hard because I started with 75 hard, which is a whole year program.
Yeah.
And
And you completed it?
yes.
Wow.
Yes, I did the 75 days. Then after the 75 hard, you have 3 phases. I'm on phase 2. I just finished 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Phase 2. Yes.
Wow. So you're still doing that specific program?
Yes, that's for a whole year.
Yeah.
And I just have one left, which is phase 3, which is the most difficult. You know, I said I was going not to do it. I was like, I'm done, phase 2, and that's it. But my accountability coach, which is Eric Olson, he said, what are you saying? You did this whole thing and you're not completing the last phase? And I'm like, no.
I know Eric Olson,
And he's
too.
he's looking at me straight up at my eyes. Tell me about it. Why on earth you're not going to do it? And I'm like, it's too much. It's too much. He's like, no, we gotta complete, because he's doing it too.
Oh, good.
He's
good.
doing it too. So he's like, no, we gotta complete it. we committed to this, so we have to do it. So I'm like, yes, sir, we have to do it.
Okay. All right. Well, that is.
So, but yeah, I mean, routine. I have to do 2 workouts a day.
Okay.
Each one 45 minutes. One of them has to be outdoor, but it
What if it's raining?
doesn't matter.
You're still going.
You have to do it.
You're
Yeah.
hardcore.
You have to do it. Well, I got sick once because of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I still had to keep going.
What if there's like a hurricane and tornadoes?
That's a good question. Actually, there was one storm, really big storm coming, and I was at the beach walking because I decided to come to the beach. And that day, I never checked the weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that day was a big storm coming. But still, I did my walk, my 45 minutes walk, and then I went straight home.
Okay.
So then I have to read 10 pages, at least 10 pages a day, which I've been reading a lot of books.
Okay. Can you name a title? Like any title, like one title in particular?
Well, yeah, yours. Elevate Your Leadership. Yes.
Thank you.
I read that one.
Oh, you finished it?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Well,
I loved it. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, because I mean, you wrote in most chapters. You were speaking, or I was reading everything about what I'm doing right now.
Perfect.
Which is workout, hydration, because I have to drink a lot of water.
Absolutely. We have we have our Elevate Your Leadership water bottles right here.
Well, I need one.
That'll happen.
I need one.
That just happened. Yeah, that just happened.
Keep growing, which is I'm still growing, reading, and when I'm walking, I'm listening to books. I'm oh my God, I just got into this. The program 75 Hard got me into this lifestyle of self-growth and self-investment that I just don't want to stop.
And it's lifelong.
Now,
It's
yeah.
literally lifelong learning, right?
Yeah.
Lifelong investment in your health and wellness.
Because I've seen it. I see it. I see my change. And if a lot of people are seeing it, like it's even bigger than I thought. Because it's not just you who have seen me with all these stories on my social media, but there's a lot of people who keeps telling me, you're inspiring me. You don't stop. Just keep going, because you helped me start to work out. You helped me doing this. Now I get people sending me videos. I'm walking.
I love it.
So yeah, those are the things that I'm like, wow. And that's why I keep posting those stuff.
Yeah. That's great. You're doing it to help motivate and energize other people.
Yes.
That is incredible. And again, that's giving of you. It's representative of your heart. You have a big heart, but also I think it goes back to how you defined leadership earlier, right? Leading by example. So you're sharing what you're doing, which is really leading by example. So congratulations. That's a tremendous.
I mean, I can't tell you have to go to the gym if I don't go to the gym.
That's right.
I can't tell you have to drink water if you see me drinking sodas all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm always drinking water, and I stopped drinking alcohol for when it comes to the faces.
Yeah. I do the same thing.
Next week I'm going to Mexico, so I'm going to have some margaritas after 40 days. So yeah.
Well, that's the way to do it. You're not just going to go to the Mexican restaurant down the street and have a margarita. You're going to Mexico.
Yes.
Talk about rewarding, talk about doing it right.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk about the absolute pinnacle of professionalism.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you want the best margarita, I'm going to where in Mexico are you going?
Puerto Vallarta.
Okay. That's funny. So maybe a pina colada in there too, right?
Oh yeah, any cocktails right now. I need it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's great. That's wonderful, and it's wonderful that you celebrate your success. When we work hard, and we do have that accomplishment or that achievement, we have to celebrate that. And again, that's an example. You're setting an example of leadership. Celebrate our successes. Personally, professionally, and celebrate it with your team members, and I think that's very important. The other thing that happens, and I wrote about it a little bit in the book, is when we achieve something, we have like dopamine, right? So dopamine is the hormone that your brain dumps that makes us feel good, right? It's like it's this sense of accomplishment, and it's a wonderful drug, and you don't have to buy it on the street. All you have to do is set a goal and achieve that goal, and your brain automatically gives you that wonderful feeling.
Yes.
So dopamine, folks, it's a wonderful drug, and it's all natural, and all you have to do is check things off the list to get it done, and
and work out.
And dopamine happens. Okay, so you said you walk at the beach. Do you walk the boardwalk or in the sand?
Sand, to make it harder.
Yeah, wow. So I walk the boardwalk. And sand is definitely, I used to run in the sand all the time, in my Navy EOD and my Navy diver days. And eventually that takes a toll on your ankles and your knees. But you're out there crunching it in the sand.
Yeah. Well, now I'm going to start running. So in June, I will start my training in June because I'm going to my first marathon in November.
Wow. Which
Savannah.
one? Savannah.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yes.
In November?
Yes.
Okay. So it shouldn't be too crazy hot and humid then.
Hopefully.
Okay.
But after the program, it doesn't matter the weather. You just have to do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do you, so have you done like a 5K or a 10K or a half marathon? No? Your first big one is going to be a marathon? Wow.
Talking about challenges.
Yeah.
I love challenges. I prepare for it.
That's how we opened the show today. That
Yeah.
was one of your first statements, is you love challenges, even as a little girl. So that's great. That's goal setting. And again, you're setting an example for your team. I have in my sales and marketing department, Misty and Kendall, and just so many wonderful teammates here. But they both did a half marathon a couple years ago. And when they were training and I found out what they were doing, I was like, you know what? I-Fly Virginia Beach will sponsor you for that event. So
nice.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Jessica.
Well, maybe you can sponsor me.
Hey, let's talk. Let's.
I'll be training hard. This one it's gonna be my first one, but I'm taking it seriously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah. Well, let's visit retail after we're done having this discussion and see what I-Fly garb we can get you in.
so I fly while running.
That's right. So speaking of flying, I know you've been here with your children
Yes.
More than once.
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the flight experience like for you and for your kids?
It was awesome. I loved it. My mom loved it. My mom was here.
You brought your mom to fly. That's incredible.
Yeah, because I remember the last time it was for my birthday, to celebrate my birthday. I like to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
To celebrate my birthday, and my mom came, and she loved it too.
That is incredible.
Yeah, because my mom is almost 60, and well, by the time she's already 60, but she loved it.
That's great.
You feel free. That's my favorite word, freedom.
Love it.
Freedom. And when you are flying in the, how do you call it?
The flight chamber.
The chamber.
Yeah.
You feel free. You don't have anything in your mind, just enjoying that moment. And when your team said it was 30 or 60 seconds?
60
seconds.
Yeah. And 1 minute flights.
Before I went there, my first time, I said, that's it? He's like, that's going to be enough. Yes, it was more than enough.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just 60 seconds that I forgot about everything.
Sure. And you have to be in the moment.
Yes.
Did you do the high flight? Did you go up high?
Of course. That was the best part.
Yeah.
And, I'm afraid of heights. And this was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be like, oh my God, this is gonna be bad for me because I'm afraid of heights.
Right.
No, it was awesome. Just going up, all the way up, and going down. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I see this every single day, and I experience it myself, obviously. But your brain, the afraid of heights thing, your brain says, oh, roller coaster or height, and I'm afraid of heights. But when you're in there flying, you're completely supported by the wind underneath you because the wind comes from beneath. So your brain says, oh no, height's going up. But the whole time, your entire body is being held and supported by the wind. And so your stomach doesn't drop out, right? And it's not like this fall or anything.
Yep.
And your brain is saying, I have no idea what's going on here. Like your brain just says, I have lost control. boom, dopamine release, maybe oxytocin, right? And your brain dumps these chemicals of euphoria and great feeling because it tricks the brain, and it's
yeah. But after those 60 seconds, you want more
Yeah.
and more and more, and you want to do it again.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, exactly. No, I see it all the time, and then the smile that hits everybody's face. I have a
Yes.
story. I call it the grumpy dad story. Usually, when families come, mom made the reservation.
Okay.
And it's expensive for a family to come and fly. For everybody out there, it's about $350 for a family of 4 to come in and fly. And dad is not happy about all this money being spent on something that he's never even heard of or never seen, right? So he's thinking, what is this amusement ride, right? Yeah. And then we come in the building and we have a very clean, very well kept, very modern architecture in our building. So they get in, our team downstairs, they do a first class job of greeting you when you come in, and we're very professional. And so dad is starting to loosen up just a little bit, just a little. Then they check in, they do the classroom, they get their gear on, and they go to fly. And usually when that family of 4 flies, it'll be child number 1, child number 2, then mom, then dad.
Yeah.
So kids love it. They're usually not afraid. They just jump right in, and they do great. They fly really good. So child 1 goes in, does great. Child 2 goes in, does great. Mom is really the only one who paid attention in the classroom.
Okay. Yeah.
So mom always does awesome. Mom always has great body position right away, and she's just relaxing. And mom pretty much has a smile as soon as she gets in there. Now, child 1, child 2, and mom all did great. Now it's dad's turn.
Yeah.
All eyes are on dad, and dad's
my
like,
God.
well, I guess it's not that bad. They all went in there and did good.
Yeah, it's so easy.
And dad's like, all right, dad's like, dang, I should have paid attention in the classroom. And then dad goes in there, and he fights it for the first 10 seconds or so. Most men do, right? How hard can it be? I don't need to listen in the classroom. And they karate chop a little bit, and they fight. And then after about 15 or 20 seconds, they figure out, oh, relax. That's right. They told us to relax. Oh, okay. All right. I got it. So but he's not smiling yet, but he's doing pretty good. Then we take dad on that high flight, and he smiles every single time. And when they leave, now dad's a hero.
The dad. Yeah.
Everybody had a great time. Dad's a hero. And I see this every single day with families, and it's a wonderful thing to see. So,
Yep.
So thank you for sharing your experience.
Well, I guess it's not. When you said it might be expensive. I don't call it expensive. I call it it's an investment.
For sure.
To have that quality time with your family, and you don't have that quality time that often. So it's a great experience to have.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It is a family, and it's a memory.
Yes.
That lasts forever. I see.
And the pictures and the videos.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, I see. Like a lot of times, grandparents will come in with their grandkids and talk about being a hero grandparent. So I see this type of thing all the time, and it just never gets old. Yeah, I love to see it. Jessica, what haven't I asked you? What would you like to share with the listeners? Tell us something about Jessica Quintero Howard that we don't know.
Well, you asked me if I play sports other than roller skating, and I said no, no, I didn't. But now I'm into sports.
Cool.
Now I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna start be doing marathons more often. I got a goal for that one, which is not next. I don't know if it's 2025 or 2026, which it will be running a marathon in each state.
Wow.
On United States. And there's one that I just saw last week, which is 7 marathons in 7 continents in 7 days. So probably that will be in 2 years from now.
Wow.
I would like to do that one.
You should get like Coca-Cola to sponsor you for that. Much as I'd like to, that might be a little bit out of my league.
That would be, but it's just the challenges. What keeps me moving and what keeps me learning and driving me from point A to point B is when I set myself with challenges. That's exciting for me. That's what keeps me happy. And now I started playing golf.
Oh, that's right. I saw you were
So-
looking. Did you find a golf coach?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes. Great coach. I mean, now 2 classes and I'm already hitting
Okay.
the golf ball. So it's awesome.
Okay. Well, let's get you on my team in June. The Mayor's the Mayor's Invitational.
Okay.
So
Well, that's why I'm going to Mexico next week for 2 reasons. One, because I'm in a workshop. It's for my business. I've been learning everything about personal brand and how to manage my social media in terms of personal brand, because my goal, like I said, it is to connect with more Latin women to teach them how to start their own cleaning business. Because even though they have a degree in college, a college degree, here in United States, you start from zero. It doesn't matter what you studied back in your country.
Right.
You start from zero. So this is a great way for me to connect with more Latin women who doesn't know English and tell them everything about the business and how they can make their own money and still be independent. For social media, I'm going to Mexico for my workshop, and then I'm playing golf with a friend, and then drinking margaritas. I can't forget about that one. But besides the golf, besides the running, there are more sports that I would like to get involved in. I don't know. I just love playing. And when you said, I'm always happy because I'm always doing something with a smile on my face, it's because actually I posted a quote yesterday about the smile. Smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card, and the way the way you treat others is your trademark. So that's my belief always. That's how I stand for. Even if I'm not having a great moment, I try to smile. I try to remember myself how to smile. I close businesses just because of my smile. Just because how I made them feel.
Sure.
I build trust. I build confidence, and I build a good relationship when I'm talking business with somebody. When it comes to cleaning, I come to your house, I gave you a quote, and just by the way I'm talking and the way I'm smiling at somebody, that trust is already built. Sometimes I come to houses where the customer is already upset for something happened, but I just come with this huge smile, and that upset, how do you say, that anger that they had, it goes down. So that's why I'm always smiling.
Yeah.
When I'm not having a great time, I just play music.
Okay.
That's my therapy.
All right.
So I play music just to pump me up and bring me out of that state into a happy state.
That's great. It's great that you...
That's my therapy.
Yeah, it's great that you recognize when you need to do that and you know what to do.
Yeah.
And
When I'm in my car, usually I'm listening to books. But when I'm feeling down, or when I'm going to a meeting like this interview.
Come
this
on, not an
podcast,
interview. Discussion.
This podcast.
We should have margaritas right here, right now.
I need to be calm. I need to be I need to relax, and that's when I play music.
Okay.
Because I can't listen to books right now because I won't pay attention.
For sure.
I'm nervous. I'm getting stressed. Not stressed, but I'm worried.
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So now it's like, I need to play music, and that's when I start playing music, and my mood changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you listen to some high energy, cool music on the way over here.
Yes.
But I want to go back to something you just said because this is significant. Your smile is your logo.
Yes.
And then what was the second part?
My personality is my business card.
Your personality is your business card.
Yes.
And then the third part?
And the way I treat people is my trademark. Or the way I make people feel is my trademark.
The way you make people feel is your trademark. Wow. So you have logo, You have
business card,
and you have trademark.
Trademark, yes.
That's pretty cool. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's so there's always great takeaways on this podcast, folks. And if you don't remember anything else, remember margaritas and logo, business card,
and trademark.
Thank you. I'll remember those at some point.
Yeah. And something that you didn't ask was maybe, why did I stay in cleaning business instead of doing something else?
Why did you stay in the cleaning business instead of doing something else?
I tried for so many years to get out of the cleaning business, especially when I was cleaning. I didn't like cleaning. Okay, in my country, in Colombia, when it comes to cleaning, it's not seen nicely because it's not well rewarded. So whoever cleans, it's not
kind
of like respect.
Yeah.
It's not respected.
Yeah.
Right. So of course I came with that mentality. So when I was cleaning, it was that constant reminder, like, Jessica, you can do something better. Jessica, why are you cleaning shit? Jessica, you're bigger than this. You're stronger. You're smarter. And all this negative self-talk. But I had a customer, and she started talking. Every Friday I used to come and clean for her, and she was talking to me, how do you feel? And then I started opening myself to her, and she started working with me in terms of, Jessica, look what you have done. You're a single mom, because I'm single. You're a single mom. You have built this reputable business. Customer trust you. You make your own money. You take your kids to private school, because my kids were going to Catholic school. You've done so much, and you are teaching your kids so many great things, and you're doing it because of cleaning. And that's how I started, changing my mindset. Like, cleaning is not bad, because I was blaming something completely wrong. I was blaming the cleaning. It wasn't the cleaning, it was my mindset. So that's when I started changing my mindset towards cleaning, that's when I started looking at it as my passion, because I worked so hard to make myself better at something, and I became great at something. Customers were calling me because they couldn't find somebody like me before, and I used to come and do quotes, and they were like, Jessica, I've tried so many companies, like 3 or 4 companies, and you are by far the best. It feels so great to listen to many customers saying the same things. It became my passion. I started loving cleaning, and I loved it so much that it was so hard for me to stop doing it. When I stopped doing it, when I got my teams and I started sending my teams, and I remember I did it for the first time that I left them, and I left them in that house, and I was driving, and I started shaking. They call it that I had a drug, kind of like a drug,
like a
drool,
withdrawal. Yeah, withdrawal. So
because it felt like that, because I started shaking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I need to call them. What are they doing? They're doing the things right. So all this, I care a lot for my customers, that I want them to receive the best service. I pass my knowledge and my training into my workers so they can treat them with the same respect that I treat my customers. And it's not the customers, it's the kids in the home, the pets in the house as a whole. I love pets, so we are pet friendly. So when it became my passion, I started even making more money, because to there is a saying, to become successful, you got to become attractive. Because once you become attractive, you attract. And I'm not talking about physical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about attracting the good things.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had that change of mindset, I started attracting more customers, because then I started serving instead of doing it for the money. When I started serving, which that's what I do right now, I serve people. I love serving. And I not only serve in residential, which I was going to say moms. I love to help moms because I'm a mom, and I know how hard it is to keep everything in place. And I'm not talking just about objects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about
get the kids to the soccer game and the recital.
Keep a happy husband, keep happy kids, work, house, mental health, workout, and now thinking about hydration, and think about all the things that you have to keep in place
Mm-hmm.
just to be healthy,
Mm-hmm.
just to be healthier. So when we come, usually people see the cleaning service as a luxury. I don't see it as a luxury. I see it as a priority for your well-being. That's how I see it.
That's perfect. Yeah.
That's how I see it, for your well-being. It doesn't, when we come, we don't fix everything, but we make it a little better. Like for the rest of the things, we just make it a little better for that family. To spend quality time, for the mom to be less stressed.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah, because not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like even myself, when I don't have my house or my home, I call it the right state of mind, even though a house doesn't have a mind.
Yeah.
But when my home is not the right way, I don't want to come home.
Yeah.
Because of course I have teenagers. My daughter is 15, my son is 12. They leave everything everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't do the dishes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just my customers, it's myself too. My kids doesn't want to help. I have to keep reminding them, pick up your clothes. Don't leave it on the floor in the bathroom. Wash the dishes. Turn off the TV. Do this. It's stressful.
For sure.
It's stressful. So when it comes to the weekend, because I'm working, I'm a single mom, I'm a business owner, I work out a lot, I take care of myself first. That's the number one.
Absolutely.
I take care of myself first. When my home is not in the right way.
State of mind.
Yes. I feel like I don't want to come home. But when I keep everything straight, when I do the laundry, when I do the cleaning, when I do the cooking, when everything, it's kind of like the average standard,
Mm-hmm.
I feel so relieved and happy. That's the thing, that I feel happy. I feel accomplished, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now I can work more. Now I can focus on my business more. Now, and that where comes the growth. There are certain pieces that you have to put in place for everything else to flow.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of it is the cleaning service.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It helps the state of mind, as you said, it helps mom's state of mind.
Yes.
And if mom's state of mind is right, then that
Yes.
really helps everybody else.
Yes.
And, being married for 25 years and having twin 19-year-olds, a boy and a girl, believe me, I completely get every word you said, and especially if I leave a dish in the sink, so so that's cool. I call it this 360-degree awareness, like your omnidirectional awareness of all of this stuff. That's strength, that's power, that's compassion. It allows you to be real and genuine. And most importantly, it allows you to get things done for yourself and for others. And that self-care that you're talking about, that's critical. And folks, this is a big takeaway from this discussion. The more you take care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, the more you can help others. You're better trained and better prepared and more capable of helping others if you help yourself first. And it's the physical, it's the mental, it's the emotional, it's the health and wellness. It's part 2 of my book, right? The Science of Leadership, which is all about health and wellness. For me, the science of leadership is physiological. It's take care of this mind, body, soul, spirit.
Yes.
And when that house is in order, then you can serve others.
Yes.
So, Jessica, fascinating discussion. Really, I am just really honored to know you and to be, part of this business community with you that we're in, and you're just doing wonderful things, and rock on and keep crushing it. How do people get a hold of you now that we know you're passionate about what you do? How do people get a hold of you for your services?
Well, for my services, you can follow me directly or my company. My name is Jessica Quintero.
You said that correctly. Well done.
Jessica Quintero Howard. My business name is Mastermind USA. Don't get a maid, get a Mastermind.
Nice.
That's for the residential. For the commercial is Turnkey Cleaning. We specialize in cleaning vacant properties only. So we do a lot of turnovers, move-in, move-outs, and post-construction cleanups. And that's it.
Okay. Turnkey Cleaning and Mastermaid USA. Yes. Mastermaid USA for the residential, Turnkey Cleaning for the commercial space. Wow. Yes. Incredible. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the Elevate Your Leadership podcast today.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob, for inviting me. I love it. I mean, I'm having fun.
Good. That's all. Hey, have fun. That's one of my ground rules for anything we do. We got to have fun.
I thought I was going to be shaking.
No, you're doing great. It's awesome. All right. See you next time, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Elevate Your Leadership podcast. To contact Bob directly or to learn more about how Bob can advance you and your organization through leadership training, team building, executive coaching, and public speaking, visit robertpizzini.com. Robert, Pizzini.com, and connect with him on LinkedIn.